Hello everyone, it's Meg. In today's video, we will be doing another one chunk house tutorial, this time in the desert biome. So the house we will be building is a very simple desert house. I hope you enjoy it. And here is a list of all of the materials that you're going to need to build this house. Now, while the house itself is really simple, I will be showing you how you can possibly decorate it at the end, but these materials are strictly for the structure itself. And with these tutorials, I am trying to limit it as much to blocks within the biome, and since this is a desert, there really aren't very many blocks to choose from, which is one of the reasons why there isn't a huge variety of blocks that we need, which is nice. So once you have all those blocks ready to go, we can get started. We are going to start off this one chunk build by using a cut sandstone block and marking off the outline of the house. And we'll be using a grid on the left for about the first half of this tutorial, just enough to get the framework of the house done, because some of these measurements might be a little more annoying, and this is the easiest way for me to show it. Next, we're going to outline all of those walls. We're going to be placing smooth sandstone stairs on the corners, and then in between all those where the purple is showing is going to be a cut sandstone slab. Now, to make this part a little easier, we're going to start by doing the frame of the house. Wherever you see a block appear with a number, we're going to build up that many blocks, and once again we're using the cut sandstone. This will make it easier for us to just fill in the walls once these are in place. Now we're going to fill in these walls with their windows cut out using smooth sandstone. So in the front left window, we're going to create this shape with a couple spaces left open for the window. And directly next to that on the right, we're just going to fill in that little gap with blocks all the way to the top of the front pillar. Now on the right wall in the front, we're going to create this frame around it. It's going to be a little bit taller and leave this empty shape that looks like a T, and that's because we're going to be filling it in with some extra details later. Going around to the right, this is going to be the far right wall. We're going to just fill out this shape. Once again, these are going to be spaces where windows will eventually go. Then move around to the back and create the back left wall, which has 2 more gaps for windows. Then right in between these 2 pillars, you'll see there's a 1 block gap. Go ahead and place 3 additional blocks there. On the back right, go ahead and add these few blocks. There's just going to be a single window on this level. Then move around the corner and do the same thing, enough to leave a 3x2 space for the window. Then finally, we've got 1 more wall, and this one again has the large window on the bottom and the 2 smaller ones on top. From the top, we're going to add the second story floor, starting from the top of that lower wall in the back. And I'll be using cut sandstone slabs for this, and I'll be filling in the entire area except for a small gap in the front that will leave space for a staircase. If you want to add the staircase now, you can, but I will be adding it in just a moment. Starting from this back tall pillar, we're going to create more walls using smooth sandstone, so count 3 blocks back from that, and then 2 blocks over, skip a block, and then 2 more blocks, and then we'll repeat that on another layer, and on the third layer we'll repeat it again, but this time go all the way across, leaving a 2 block space for the door. Now we just have to connect the 2 tallest pillars with a couple rows of blocks, and the walls are done. You can also go ahead and add the top floor / roof here using cut sandstone slabs. Next, if you haven't already done so, we need to add our staircases. First, I'm going to add this one here. It goes to the roof, so just go ahead and use smooth sandstone stairs and blocks to make that staircase. Then on the inside, do the same thing, going from the first floor to the second floor if you haven't already done so. Now we have all the basic stuff of the house done, we can go around and start adding in some details using stairs. So we have this T shape in the doorway, and I'm just going to place a couple stairs on either side and 1 in the middle. You can do it however you want. This is just a little pattern I made that I thought looked kind of neat. Now for the windows, they're all going to be pretty much the same throughout. The top windows will have an upside down stair on either side connected with some slabs, and then on those bottom windows we're going to place a stair with an upside down stair on top and space those out 1 block apart. Moving around to the back, we're going to do the same thing, doing the top with the upside down stairs and then the slabs, and the bottom window with the 2 stairs on top of each other. And then we're just going to repeat this around. All the bottom windows will pretty much be the same, and all the top windows would be the same. If you wanted to experiment, maybe try a different pattern with these stairs, you could also do that. This is just a pattern that I came up with for this particular design. Next, we're going to make the roof using some acacia slabs, and we're just going to line this edge with a bottom slab all the way around, rounding it off on each corner. For this other half of the roof, we're going to start by doing 2 rows of slabs on top of this wall, and it should be overhanging the wall by 1 block on each side. Going around to the side, I'm going to stair step down the side, making sure that it's covering all of those walls in the back. If you need to count these blocks going down the side, the full pattern is 2, 3, 4, 4, then 3. And once you have that on one side, we can go to the other side and do the same thing. Once you have both sides done, we're going to connect across just wherever there's a bottom slab. Next, I'm going to fill in the leftover spaces with full blocks so it doesn't leave any gaps on the inside. Now we just have to add the little roof that goes over the doorway. So 1 block away from this front corner stair, we're going to be placing 4 acacia fences. And on top of those fences, we'll be placing a 3x3 area using slabs, and then on top of that one, another 3x3, and on top of that, a 2x3. And it should connect all the way to the sidewall. Now the last thing we have to do is go around and finish adding in the details in the windows. And just like we did before, all of these windows are going to be the exact same thing. All of the bottom ones are going to have fences filling in the gaps. On the top windows, we're going to create kind of like a little railing using acacia trapdoors, and we're going to plop those in straight on and open those up. Next, we'll need to add the awning for the top window, and to do this, I need to place some placeholder blocks because we need these trapdoors to be on the top half of the block. And you can make these as big or as small as you want, but I am making them extend 1 block past the window on each side. And then on top of that, I'm just going to decorate it a little further using some colored carpet. Again, this can be any colors you want to use. I'm just using 2 different colors of green. So using that same pattern, we're just going to do that on all sides of the house. When you get to the back, also don't forget to add a railing on the 2nd floor using those acacia fences. And then just go around and repeat the process over and over. I guess you could vary it and maybe close some of these windows if you wanted to and not have any carpets on them. That might look kind of interesting. But for all of mine, they're just going to be the exact same thing. And there you go, our house is finished. As a little bonus, if you did want to decorate this entryway a little further, you could add a planter here with some dead bushes. I mean, they don't have to be dead, but this is a desert, so we are using dead bushes. So that's just a little option if you wanted to do that. One nice thing about this house design is because the walls are so flat and there isn't really a whole lot of detail going on, I was able to make it fit almost the entire 16 by 16 area, so it's a pretty large house on the inside for a 1 chunk house. I was actually kind of surprised at how big it actually looks on the inside. Speaking of the inside, let's go ahead and take a look in there and see exactly what I was able to fit. So we've moved the house into an actual desert to give you an idea of how it would actually look in its natural surroundings or where it's supposed to be built. And there really wasn't much I could do on the outside other than add dead bushes and cacti. Really isn't much else to see out here, so I didn't really spend too much time working the outside. Going inside, what I did add when you first walk in is this nice little library of sorts with an enchanting table, of course, in the middle, and a little lamp and couch and just little things here and there to decorate it up a bit. Now I did have to add some walls such as this wall here and over here to make these separate rooms, so you can lay out the rooms however you want. This is just how I did it and what worked for me. Going in here, we have a little kitchen area, and I tried to cram as many workstations in here as I can just for aesthetics and to prove that there's so much space in here for all kinds of different things. Going back here, there's a little storage area where I also was able to fit a portal. I had to cut into the corner of the house a little bit to get it to fit, but it works nicely, especially once we have it covered with all these other things on all the other sides. Going upstairs, I have a little office. Not much to look at here, but I really do like this little desk area that has a lectern. It looks like a nice place to sit down and read or write a book. And going in here is the bedroom, one of my favorite rooms just because I like the little wall border I put around it. It just adds a pop of color up there and just makes it look a little more interesting because the rest of the room really doesn't have much furniture, but I kind of like it that way. I like that you can just go out to the window and look out. I think it looks nice and airy just the way it is. And that's pretty much all I did on the inside. I didn't really do anything too much on the outside. In terms of furnishings, of course you can go up on the roof too and add something up here, but I just left it blank for now. And that's pretty much it. That was a little tour of my little house. I'm not the greatest at doing furnishings, but I am enjoying trying to learn and how to get better at it. I hope you guys did find something in here that would help you as you build it in your world though. That's all I have for you for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick tutorial, and I hope to see you again in another one possibly. Thank you for watching, and bye!